Peace and blessings to the family. It's me, Coach 67 Sports TV. Shout out to the awesome and amazing LDBC, Lions Den Boston community. Shout out to the Louisiana All-American Sports Network. Shout out to M Vision Photography and Video. And shout out to the greatest university in the world, the Southern University, home of the mighty Jaguars. This is the Tailgate Party, Season 1, Episode 14. We getting ready to pop it off, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride, Jitty. All right, all right, all right. Welcome back to the Tailgate Party, your home for Southern University football. In episode 14, we dived into Southern's tough 35-30 loss to Texas Southern on senior afternoon at AW Mumford Stadium. The Jaguars controlled most of the game, but three costly turnovers opened the door for TSU to mount a comeback. This marks Southern's first winless home season since 1949. A tough pill to swallow for Jaguar Nation. Can Southern bounce back and finish strong in the Bayou Classic? We break it down. Episode 14 topics. Newly inserted topic. We're going to talk a little bit about the hiring of Marshall Faulk. The biggest takeaways from Texas Southern versus Southern. How turnovers changed the momentum. What Southern must fix before the 2025 Bayou Classic. Final thoughts heading into the offseason. This channel is your home for Southern University football. We're building Jaguar Nation one subscriber at a time. Already, join the Jaguar Nation and HBCU family. Like the video. Drop your thoughts on the Texas Southern game. Drop your thoughts on Southern University's hiring of Marshall Faulk. Subscribe to Coach 67 Sports TV for weekly HBCU and Southern University content. Share this episode with Jag Nation and go Jags. So that's a description for this episode. Let's get to the comments real quick. First, Relaxing Calm ran the first one in the building. He said, salute Coach 67, chat, Jaguar Nation, and HBCU family. He said, I'm not thrilled about the Marshall Faulk hiring. I prefer a proven coach that's a proven winner and a program builder. I think it's too much of a gamble. What are your thoughts on it? Truthfully speaking, I think it's kind of 50-50. I mean, everything in life is a gamble. You know, if you're a single man, you get married, that's a gamble. You know, so I mean, I have like a wait and see approach, but I mean, there's a lot of excitement. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know other people told me, like on other channels and other platforms that have talked about it. There's been a lot of pushback, but on my end, it was mostly positive. Some people were negative, but I mean, I have kind of a wait and see approach. But I'm definitely going to talk about it in depth. You know what I'm saying? He said, "Is it possible they pivot and hire someone else?" Nah, not likely, but I'm gonna talk about it. And he put, "Go Jags! Salute the relaxing calm rain. Motivation to be a millionaire." He said, "Salute Coach 67 chat, HBCU family, and Jaguar Nation." Initially, I was excited about the Marshall Faulk hiring, but after thinking about it for 24 hours, I'm somewhat nervous about it. Quinn Gray, Dr. Alvin Parker, or Felton Huggins are more proven coaches. He said, if you hire an NFL guy, it should have been Honey Badger or Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy coached last year, and younger players from NOLA to BR are going to know the Honey Badger more so than Marshall Faulk. Yeah, but still, you know, Marshall Faulk is a big name. He's an NFL Hall of Famer. So, you know, but we're going to talk about it. He said, win, lose, or draw, I'm supporting my Jags. Me too. He said, but this move makes me nervous. I hope it works out for the best. I believe it will work out for the best. You know, I'm optimistic about it. And motivation to be a millionaire. Go Jags. Man, salute to your boy, Jay. He said, salute, coach. Go Jags. Yes, sir. Sonic Boom C98 said, all I can say is, wow. Yep. He said, hopefully Prime has intended Faulk since he first wanted the job. Yeah. KC, he said, wow, in here. Go Jags. Like the stream. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Your boy Jay said, Faulk is a done deal. they don't want to draw attention and distract the team from the Bayou Classic. Yeah, I think it's already too late for that. But, I mean, it is what it is. Christopher Duke, salute to your fam. Kendrick Wicker, 8828. He said, man, he said, what head coaching experience Falk has? They're not winning in Colorado. They needed to hire an OC. Yeah, he going to bring resources, but go build the program and leave. Yeah. Yeah, I feel what you're saying. That's one thing people have expressed in terms of, like, if you hire him, you got to have your heir apparent. You got to have your next head coach already on the staff. And that person needs to be the assistant head coach because, at some point, if he has success, he's going to leave for a Power 4, a Power 5, PWI job, and he's going to be out. So, hopefully your assistant head coach is going to be the next guy in line, and a guy that's going to be a good coach and a guy that has ties to Southern, the way Deion Sanders had T.C. Taylor. Your boy Jay say Marshall Faulk is one of the smartest offensive minds of all time. All he needs is a good staff around him. And that's another thing people pointed out too. They were like, is Southern going to handicap him, or are they going to give him everything he wants in terms of, getting a good staff, giving him the backing from a monetary standpoint, allow him to get all the coaches he wants to get. Are they going to put an NIL collective in place? Are they going to really try to make a push to keep Trey Holly? A variety of different things. Your boy G said Deshaun Jackson and Deion Sanders didn't have head coaching experience, and Delaware State is one game away from the Celebration Bowl. Yeah, that's a phenomenal point. But you got to realize, even though he didn't have head coaching experience on a college level, he did have head coaching experience on a high school level. And not only that, he had been around kids, and from a charisma and personality standpoint, Deion Sanders is kind of a one-on-one type of guy. I mean, I'm not doubting that Marshall Faulk is highly intelligent. But like I said yesterday on my video, Matt Miller was extremely intelligent when you listen to him broadcasting games on Sunday. But when it was time for him to be a general manager, he was terrible. I'm not saying Marshall Faulk is going to be a terrible head coach. That's not the point I'm trying to make. I'm saying sometimes people sound intelligent. It doesn't always translate over. That's all I was saying. Keep it up, fam. Marshall Faulk is a long-term solution for Southern because of the immediate benefit of the entire university and not just the football team. More doors will be opened, and the possibilities are endless. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good point of view and good perspective. He said the wins will come when he recruits his players. That part is a given. And it's important to work with him and not hate on him because of his status in life and because he has no HBCU ties prior to his hire. Well, I think what Motivation to Be a Millionaire, Relaxing Calm Randy, other people have been saying, of course, I think you and your boy Jay, y'all on the same side. I don't think they feel it's a bad hire just because, he an NFL Hall of Fame or whatever the case may be. I think what they were saying is, in this context, Southern has gotten it wrong, with, with Jason Rollins, with Eric Dooley, with Terrence Graves. And I guess they're just nervous. I'm paraphrasing what they're saying. And not only that, I mean, don't get me wrong, we know Marshall Faulk is the NFL Hall of Famer, but he has no previous head coaching experience. And in addition to that, from a personality standpoint, in terms of charisma, like Deion Sanders and Deshaun Jackson, they have more charisma and personality than maybe like a Marshall Faulk or Michael Vick. And essentially, somebody was telling me behind the scenes that it was like, hopefully, Marshall Faulk does not turn out to be like Michael Vick type. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Mike Vick can't turn it around, but Mike Vick wasn't the flashy, flamboyant. I mean, don't get me wrong. He was a dynamic player and a dynamic playmaker, dynamic athlete, but he didn't have the type of charisma or personality like Deion Sanders had. And I think they're not hating just because he went to the NFL or whatever the case may be. At the end of the day, Jaguar Nation, they want to get this right. And I believe it's going to work out, in my humble opinion. I think the main thing they need to do is put an excellent coaching staff around him. That's first and foremost. Put an excellent coaching staff around Marshall Faulk. In addition to putting an excellent coaching staff around Marshall Faulk, you have to have the next head coach on the staff the way Jackson State had TC Taylor as the assistant head coach. Whoever is going to be the heir apparent has to have ties to Southern and has to be young, exciting, this, that, and the third, whatever the case may be. And I think you move forward from there. But he has to have an excellent coaching staff. You have to let him recruit his guys. You got to bring in top-tier talent. Start up front on both sides of the ball. Get your dynamic quarterback. Awesome defense. So on and so forth. But at the end of the day, I think it's going to work out. But, I'm going to get into it. Not on this particular live stream. I'm just kind of touching just the surface level. But I kind of want to get back to the Texas Southern game, senior afternoon, Saturday. And I know people already telling me, man, Coach, this season is a wash. I'm just ready for the season to be over. But I think the good thing about hiring Marshall Faulk is, is a certain degree of excitement around Southern University football. Because I'm not going to lie, even if just looking at the views have been down probably since right after Terrence Graves was fired. And then after that, now that they hired Marshall Faulk, views are kind of shot back up a little bit. Man, salute to my brother Jared O'Lovin Green. He said, salute, family. Keep it up, fam. Say, okay, JSU made the mistake, and it caused them to lose Deion earlier than he expected to leave. People will he able to see through the fake. So as long as it's genuine and it benefits the university. I think it's going to benefit the university in the long run, in my personal opinion. But, I mean, truthfully speaking, keep it up, fam. I mean, we already knew Deion Sanders was going to be at Jackson State for a good time, not a long time. But the thing about it is, the one good thing is he elevated their program back to blue blood status and back to elite level status. And the more impressive thing is TC Taylor took the ball and ran with it and elevated their program. So that's what you want. You want to be able to have sustained success after Marshall Faulk leaves, like long after he leaves. So Jackson State has been able to sustain that and take it to the next level since, Deion left. Jared Love Green said, y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. Big facts. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Please subscribe. I'm less than 50 subscribers away from that 1,000 subscriber mark. So subscribe to the channel. Your boy Jay said Tony Clayton is willing to give Faulk whatever he needs to be successful. He loves Marshall Faulk. Well, like I said, I mean, my main thing is, one, putting the elite level coaching staff around him. Don't go out and get this big name in Marshall Faulk and then trying to pinch pennies and save and skimp and not give him the coaching staff he wants. So you have to get the elite level coaches, elite level offensive line coach, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. But more than anything, like I said, you got to have the next head coach on staff, somebody that's ties to Southern that can eventually take the ball and run with it once he leaves, when he has success. And then in addition to that, you got to, besides getting a good coaching staff, you got to recruit good players, you know what I'm saying? And, I believe it's all going to fall. It's all going to work out. It's all going to fall in place. It's just going to take a little time. Christopher Duke said, Deion Sanders loves being around white folks. I'm not even going to lie, Christopher Duke. I can't be mad with that assessment. I agree with you. Jared Lovin Green, you spoke Marshall Faulk into existence, Coach, LOL. Well, Scripture says life and death is in the power of the tongue. So, yeah, I fervently believe that. But I don't think it's just the fact that I've spoken in existence. I think it's more of a situation where Southern had flirted with him already once before. And, the NFL Network situation happened. And they ended up going to Jason Rollins. Jason Rollins didn't work out. Then they hired Eric Dooley. So 4 years later, they just spin the block. That's all it is. So I think it was always a possibility. And it just happened to work out, So I'm not Coach Adamas or nothing, but I mean, it just worked out, Kendrick Wicker, 88-28. Falk got to start from ground zero. Don't expect him to go undefeated his first year. No, I'm not going to lie. That's not my expectations. I mean, I know you're going to have members of Jaguar Nation. They're going to say, hey, Pete Richardson won the SWAT championship his first year at Southern. Why can't Marshall Falk do it? Nah, I'm not expecting that. That's not my expectation. And I said that in the 90 plan. I'm like, look, you got to make a 3 to 4 year commitment to whoever you hire. That includes Marshall Falk. So this got to be a long-term plan. This can't be a short-term microwave situation. Instead of you waiting, for, you folks, cook the red beans and rice and fried chicken. What you want to do is you want to go to Popeyes and you want to get something to eat right now. Like you got to be patient and you got to wait, for him to build a program up. You can't expect, well, hey, Pete Richardson did it in 1 year. I want to do it in 1 year. That can't be the expectation. You got to be patient with it. Your boy Jay said Falk would lose his mind if he had to keep anybody on his staff. All of them trash. Well, I'm not going to lie. I say all of them are trash. I'll probably say for the exception of Fred McNair. Fred McNair has won 2 SWAC championships. We cannot take that away from Fred McNair. So I'm not saying he has to keep somebody from this staff, but I think he needs a proven head coach on the staff, in my opinion. And not only that, but you need a young, like, assistant head coach that can take the ball and run with it once he leaves. Keep it up, fam. Said it will work. He said it will work. Of the universe out for the university. Don't try and handicap his plans. The second they came with their opinions and thoughts, it's over. Marshall Falk has a plan, so see it through. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Keep it up, fam. That's gonna be one of the drawbacks of dealing with Jaguar Nation. I'm just keeping it a buck. Salute to my brother Jay Good. We was texting back and forth, like, when I wasn't processing paperwork and giving out consequences. And, he was saying, he was like, when it comes to certain members of Jaguar Nation, it's like they won't have their hands in a pot. And he said, just imagine you go to a restaurant and you got customers in the back, cooking the food. And he was like, man, like you can't have customers in a kitchen helping cooking the food. Like, no, we can't do that. So I agree with you on that. He said Dion had plans to stay, and there's videos from 247 Sports and Locked in HBCU Sports talking about it. He had recruits on campus for the 2023 season, but the second they offered him, too late, when he had I don't know what he had. Russell Smith, salute. He said, salute to you, Coach, for what you are doing for Jaguar Nation. Coach, if that's true about Falk, it's a breath of fresh air because I had no faith in Banks nor the board. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of members of Jaguar Nation didn't have faith in Roman Banks as athletic director. They didn't have faith in a board of trustees. I mean, because truthfully speaking, we saw what they did in the past. So, yeah, I don't blame you. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate the love. You know what I'm saying? And keep it up, fam. Say, when he had a deal in place with Colorado, he was gone. That and the administration got in his way with trying to start a booster club and removing the old track surrounding the new turf field. He had plans. And of course, yeah, I understand what you're saying. Keep it up, fam. Man, salute to my brother Jay Good. Just talking about, some of the conversation we had earlier. And that's another thing too I want to point out. Like a lot of dialogue that I have on my channel and that myself and my brother Jerry Loving Green we have on his channel. A lot of these are like conversation between myself and Jay Good, a conversation between the three of us. So he's kind of unofficially uh, a, a member of the HBCU Fanatics. So yeah, and speaking of that, also be certain to come join our HBCU Fanatics Facebook group for all y'all that's on Facebook. I've been sending invitations. As soon as I get everything straight, hey, we're gonna start putting it in the chat here. In fact, Jared, hey, drop it in the chat, the link to the Facebook group. And Jared Love me and say, Jay Good, what up? Yup. Keep it up, fam. He said, they came with their thoughts and opinions, and it ruined everything. He even had a plan to get JSU a brand new track in a new location, and they got in the way of that. It was a conflict of interest. All right. I got it. I got it. Jay Good said, salute to Jerry Love Green. Adrian Crook, what's up? He said, what's good? We just chopping it up, Crook. D Black 03, we just have to sit back and watch it play out. Yes, sir. And I think that's the biggest thing with Jaguar Nation. We gotta be patient with this whole situation and let it play out. You know what I'm saying? And of course, I plan on talking about senior afternoon. Uh, one of my partners, he's like, man, coach. He said Southern hired Marshall Falk. He's like, man, F this season. This season is a wash. I just want the season to hurry up, be over with. He said, at least it gives Jaguar Nation something to look forward to. And I'm like, bro, we still got the Bayou Classic, bro. I don't care what you say. I know Marshall Falk going to be announced as the new head coach the Monday after the Bayou Classic, but I still won't win the Bayou Classic. So, keep it up, fam. Say, came to the facility building and upgrades. So he was out. He knew they only wanted a football coach, and he wanted to be more, but they wouldn't allow it or had something to say. As long as Southern don't do that. All right. Adrian Crook said, Fred Trash, he won on the same damn staff. Well, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was highly heated with the way it popped off in terms of against that Alcorn State game. It's like, man, come on, bro. Like, what are we doing? Like, Aston Strata can't read coverage. And in addition to that, like, you don't see them in motion to really understand if they're playing man in the zone to help him out. Instead of giving a straight dive, you do this G blocking crap. And then when you should do the G blocking crap, you do the straight dive. So the dive game, the running game was, play calling was trash. So yeah. But like I said, you still can't knock the fact that he won 2 SWAC championships, Adrian Crook. So it is what it is. Keep it up, fam. Say with Southern, it's all good and they'll benefit. The city will make a lot of money, but the price of everything must increase. Well, the thing about it is, I remember when they won the second SWAC championship under Pete Richardson, like in '95, and they started to go up on the ticket prices. Like, that kind of ran some people away. Keep it up, fam. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see how it play out. Adrian Crook said he was lying. Okay. He said, you know how long that statue takes to make a prime? He said, y'all need to stop blaming banks. Well, we didn't say just banks, Adrian Crook. We said banks and the board. So, Adrian Crook said you can't put turf in the vet, you don't own it. Yeah, that is true. That is definitely true, Adrian Crook. That is definitely true. That they don't own Veteran Memorial Stadium. He said every major upgrade is up to the Department of Finance. Okay. Your boy Jay said, I wish they announced for the day of the Classic just to take the attention away from how bad we're about to look on national TV, LOL. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I understand what you're saying, your boy Jay, but I think it's only right for you to announce it the Monday after the Bayou Classic. And truthfully speaking, I'm not gonna even lie. You know, when I try to have conversations about what happened Saturday against Texas Southern, like people shift the conversation to Marshall Faulk. So it's already taking attention away from the Bayou Classic. That's why I said, your boy G, it's too late for that. Like that ship has already sailed. Man, salute to my brother Willie Bolden. He said, Coach, is that for sure? Well, I'm not gonna lie. Like I talked to a handful of people. 2 people told me that, yeah, it's a done deal. They just want to wait till after the Bayou Classic to announce it. Somebody else, a third person told me, like, yeah, it's pretty much a done deal, but they still interviewing other candidates. And then 2 other people told me, basically, yeah, they think he's going to eventually be hired, but they're still interviewing other candidates. And I'm not going to lie, like, if you already got him penciled in, because I done went on coaching jobs and to interview for jobs, and I'm like, look, bro, if y'all know y'all going to hire such and such, they don't tell you that up front. But if I know you're going to hire this guy, I'm not coming on the interview. Don't waste my time. Don't waste my energy. Don't waste my gas money. Don't waste me giving an excellent interview for you to hire somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Jay Good said, Graham family's already talking trash. Oh, I already know. I ain't going to lie. They're talking big trash on Facebook. I'm like, bro, this is the first winning season y'all done had since 2019. And y'all bucking like crazy. Like, man, what are we doing? Jay Good said, right for the pickings. Yep. D Black 03 said, if we win a Bayou Classic, them 10 losses hurts less. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be honest with you, D Black. I'll agree with you 100%. Man, hey, bro, if we could beat Grambling, oh, bro. That's why I say I still won't win the game. I don't care what people say, because one of my coworkers was like, man, coach, I'm just going. He said, I'm just going to support. He said, hey, we have 0 chance of winning. I'm like, dude, I'm going to support, but I won't win. Maybe that's just the competitor in me. I don't know. Man, salute to Tailgate Leathers. He said, what up, coach? Salute. Man, salute to your fam. Adrian Cook said, I got the article where the Department of Finance saying they haven't made upgrades for 75 years. Dang. Willie Bowden said, when you announce, be ready to sell season tickets. Oh, yeah, without question. Without question. But, and I'm in like maybe about 10 Southern University Facebook groups. Of course, the main one I'm in is the one that's posted in the comment section. But even with that being said, like people are talking about not renewing their season tickets. So hopefully Willie Bolden, that this really kind of inspires them to, re-up on the season tickets. And, for everybody wondering, I met Willie Bolden last year at the UAPB game when they clinched the West. Man, salute to Willie Bolden. Adrian Cook said, we can win now. Fred gone, the staff gone. Yep. Yes, sir. Your boy Jay said, a Falk-led team with Trey Holly and Barry Remo will be crazy. Yeah. Adrian Cook said, fuck around and find out. Yeah, I already saw that on a shirt. I don't know if you put that on in the Southern University Facebook group I'm in, but I saw a guy with a fuck around and find out t-shirt. So, that's kind of been crazy, you know what I'm saying? But But yeah, but I mean, it's a lot of excitement around the program, from the Marshall Falk angle and side of things and component. But throwing back real quick to senior afternoon last week, I'm not gonna lie. This team is who we thought they were. And for the most part, my biggest takeaways is Southern starts to unravel at the end of the first half. We saw it against Jackson State. We saw it against FAMU. We saw it against Texas Southern. Not only that, too many penalties, too many turnovers. Penalties and turnovers. Like, that's one thing Marshall Falk will really need to clean up. Is Southern teams for years, despite who's been a head coach, are like one of the most penalized teams in the SWAC. They turn the ball over a lot. Like, that's going to be something that Southern needs to get straight for next season. Of course, this Southern University defense is historically bad. The worst Southern University defense I've seen in my life, to be truthful. And lastly, Southern University is a terrible second half team. So, like, these are like my main takeaways. And your boy Jason, when Ashton Strada threw that pick late in the second quarter, I knew it was over. And that's the thing about it, bro. You cannot throw a speed out deep into the red zone late. I'm like, bro, like, his football IQ is so low. I'm like, dude, what the F are you doing? But for Cameron McCoy to finish the game, like, Ashton Strada must have been hurt. He had to be hurt. Because for you to just put Cameron McCoy in the game all of a sudden, yeah, Strada had to be hurt. I mean, I don't know. But you're right, though, your boy G. When he threw that interception, the only good thing about it, he didn't let it turn into a pick six. And the thing that just drove me crazy is on the offensive side, when you threw the interception, like your football, it shows that you have a low football IQ. To throw a speed out like late. The DB saw it coming a mile away, he jumped it, and he ran. But the crazy thing about it is the defense takes such poor tackling angles. He showed from a pursuit angle standpoint, even though I knew he way ahead of the defensive back, he was able to run an angle in front of the defensive back and wrap him up and drive him out of bounds and almost tackle him to the ground. I'm like, the damn defensive backs haven't been doing that the whole season. So it's like, damn, one half of the play, it shows you got a low football IQ. And on the second half of the play, you take a better pursuit angle than your defensive backs would in that same situation. It's just crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? Adrian Cook said, it's a good one, so I approve and will be using it. All right. Your boy Jay said, yeah, he was limping on the sideline. All right. So, yeah, I mean, it looks like Cameron McCoy probably going to get the start for the Bayou Classic. I mean, it is what it is, truthfully speaking. The next episode, I'm going to roll out the game plan if I was Fred McNair that I would have for the Bayou Classic. Because truthfully speaking, hopefully they don't just mail it in. Like, you got to get a win. Well, really, you don't have to get a win, but I would prefer a win for the Bayou Classic because at least like D Black was saying, like it'll take the sting away from the 10 losses. And I'm not gonna lie, D Black. I'm sorry, D Block. D Block 03. He right. It'll take the sting out of them 10 losses, you know what I'm saying? If you could actually win the classic, you know what I'm saying? Your boy J said all McCoy need to do is turn around and hand the ball off to Trey Holly. Well, I know they say Trey Holly didn't play Saturday because he had a rib injury. He should be back for the Bayou Classic. But truthfully speaking, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm gonna roll out my whole game plan, but I think they need to get Cameron McCoy involved in the running game, like big time. I mean, this season you just can't say, "Hey, we're gonna go in the tank. The season over, so we're not even gonna try. We're gonna lay down like some dogs." Hell, y'all been doing that a good portion of the season with certain games. At least from a coaching staff standpoint, when it came against Alcorn State, I felt like to a certain degree. They milled it in. Like, coaching staff did a terrible job in that game. You know what I'm saying? Kendrick Wicker said, we could have won the Texas Southern game. We was up 10 points, played consecutive, and I don't remember if it was third or fourth quarter we played for the field position instead of going for 6. We stopped scoring in the second half. Well, I'm not gonna lie, the turnovers is what really killed him, Kendrick Wicker, because like your boy Jay pointed out, you were up by 7 late in the second quarter, and you on like what, the 5, 6, 7 yard line or whatever, and Ashton Starter threw a speed out late, and the defensive back intercepted. He makes the tackle. Then Kelby Givens, I feel bad for him. I'm not even gonna lie. Kelby Givens get a big sack, and you force him to kick a field goal, and they miss the field goal. But the issue is, at one point, you up by, and when you're in the same situation, instead of going for the touchdown to go up 14, they gave the ball to Barry Remo, and you kick the field goal. So now you up by 10. They score. Now you're only up by 3. Then after that, you turn the ball over on back-to-back possessions. Because I thought it was a fluke play, but just talking to Jay Good, he was like looking at the replay, the way the kicker kicked it. I mean, he kicked it off the middle up man's face mask, and the ball literally bounced right back to him. Like, man, you can't make this stuff up. They turn around, they score again. Now they up. Then after that, guess what? Cameron McCoy come in the game for the first time. First time he run the ball, he fumbled. That's the difference in the game right there. And once you score and you get the stop, you get the ball back with 14 seconds left. So instead of saying, well, guess what? We're going to throw like maybe a 5 and out, a 10 and out to get a little closer. Cameron McCoy dropped back the pass, and he run right up the middle. And now all you got is time for one play left. It's like, come on, bro. So from a game management standpoint at the end, you know, Fred McNair did a terrible job. And, you know, people pointed out, like, my mom said it immediately. She was like, why not go for 2? They should have scored. And I'm like, oh, shoot. I'm looking at the score. I'm like, yeah, you're right. You are up by 5. I mean, you down by 5. And then salute the coach, Kevin Walker. He was like, man, why you call timeout right there? He was like, your defense ain't stopped nobody the whole season. Was he right? And he was like, you're going to need that extra timeout on defense. So from a clock and game management standpoint, that was a huge mistake by Fred McNair by calling that timeout to go for the 2-point conversion. And you missed the 2-point conversion. It's like, come on, bro. So those type of things kind of come back to bite you in the behind, you know what I'm saying? Adrian Crook said, coaches don't have to ride back with the team, stay in New Orleans. Big facts. Big facts, Adrian Crook. Hey, let them stay there behind in New Orleans. Let them find their way home. In fact, you don't even need to come back to Baton Rouge as far as I'm concerned. Russell Smith say the first thing we need to do is get a quarterback that can throw the ball with limited turnovers. Same one like Austin Howard. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I said the same thing, too. If you go back a couple weeks and you watch my 90 playing, that's the first thing I said is you need an elite level quarterback and you need some dominant dogs up front on both sides of the ball, and then you need a dominant defense. That's where Marshall Faulk needs to start. He needs an elite level quarterback, a competent backup that could carry you for a couple weeks if the starter actually gets hurt. You need some dominant elite level dogs up front on both sides of the ball, and you need a dominant defense. Those are the things you need to start building your team with. Like, those are the essential building blocks that he's going to need to build. Adrian Crook said, I would have fired Fred after the Texas Southern loss. Oh, yeah, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be honest with you. They blew that damn game. I mean, if anything, all they probably did was maybe save Chris Dishman's job. Other than saving Chris Dishman's job, I'm like, bro, how in the hell you blow that goddamn game, bro? Bro, Southern led the vast majority of the game. And just for you to piss it away at the end, it's like, bro, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Your boy Jay said, honestly, I feel like the coach has been phoning it in since Graves got fired. The players are just playing hard. I'm not going to lie. the players playing hard, and it was so obvious in the Alcorn State game that the players playing hard, but the coach is mailing it in. It's like, come on, bro, what the F are we doing? Kendrick Wilkins said, Adrian Cook, he should have been gone after Bethune-Cookman. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest with you. This has kind of been a disaster season, but at least they, them hiring Marshall Falk, and they're gonna announce it after the Bayou Classic. Hey, it has kind of lifted the spirits of certain people. Is a little bit more buzz and excitement around the program, and I want to win for the Classic. But at the end of the day, I mean, like your boy Jay, I think at this point, he said announce it that same day, but I think the Marshall Falk news is kind of already Trump, what's currently going on with the team. So at the end of the day, it kind of is what it is, you know what I'm saying? But, this has been like a historically bad season for Southern. At least we have some good news or something to look forward to. And more than anything, we just kind of got to let it play out, you know what I'm saying? Adrian Crook said, Kendrick and Graves a second time. Yeah. But definitely, I want y'all to come over to my brother channel tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time for HBCU fanatics. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. Like, share, subscribe. I am less than 50 subscribers away from that 1,000 subscriber mark. So if you have not done so already, please subscribe to the channel. Your boy Jay said, tell the coaches to clean out their offices on Thursday and get them a ride back home on Sunday. I wouldn't even allow them back on campus. I agree with you 100%, your boy Jay. Because truthfully speaking, I'm not going to lie, like, this has kind of been a disaster season. And every coach on the coaching staff is tied to this historically bad season. And the worst part about it, like I said, I'm not going to lie. The team is struggling the whole season, but man, that Alcorn State game is the game that kind of left the bad taste in my mouth. And of course, the Texas Southern game, because they should have won that game. And I'm not gonna lie, Texas Southern 5-5. Texas Southern is not that good. And truthfully speaking, I've been saying this the whole season. But in all actuality, it's Jackson State, Alabama State, Prairie View, and everybody else. I haven't been saying it the entire season because at one point I thought that third team was Alabama and them, and they showed to not be as good as I thought they were, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Adrian Cook said, let Jalen Woods coach the team. F it. Truthfully speaking, I honestly think, he couldn't do no worse than what they've been doing. So, yeah, let Jalen Woods coach the team. But I'm not going to lie, but I'm going to keep it a buck, though. I feel sorry for, all the seniors, people like Vince Sullivan and Kelby Givens and Horatio Johnson, them type of cats. Man, for you to win the West last season and be winning in the first half prior to halftime in a SWAC championship game to coming back to a historically bad season like this, bro, I'm flabbergasted, you know what I'm saying? And not only that, it's going to be interesting to see, like, how many players from this team, is actually on the roster next season. And, like, that's going to be another interesting dynamic. Is Trey Holly going to want to stay now that you have Marshall Falk? Who knows? And, how many players, does Marshall Falk keep, or does he let literally everybody hit the portal the way Deion did when he went to Colorado, So it's going to be interesting to see. And, Like I said, the first thing you need is an elite level quarterback. I'm talking about, Steve Aaron McNair, Tavares Jackson, Doug Williams, Devontae Kincaid, Bryant Lee, Eric Randall, the senior season version of Quincy Reshard, Austin Howard, Dre Joseph. You need that type of cat at quarterback, and you need a good, competent backup that could hold it down if he nicked for a few weeks, or even if he got to take over, just in general. Then after that, you need some dogs up front on both sides of the ball. Your offensive line, your defensive line. Like, you need some savages. You know what I'm saying? You need guys like, Jatari Carter on your offensive line. You need guys like, you just need some savages like Gillis Wilson on your defensive line. And you need to have a dominant defense, and then you just fill a roster out from that standpoint. You know what I'm saying? Your boy Jay said Trey Hollis said he wants to stay since we're the only ones who gave him a chance. Man, hey, bro, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I appreciate that kind of loyalty. If he gonna be back next year, man, hey, bro, major props to him. You know what I'm saying? Jay Good said, can SU come up with an NIL bag for Holly? If Tony Clayton got the kind of cheese y'all say he got, there should be to come up with something. I mean, I don't know if he got it like that or not. I'm just going on with people that I talk to say. So, I mean, I don't know. If he got that kind of cheese, then yeah, they should be to come up with something, Adrian Crook said, all them boys Prime gave that Porter game for coming with Marshall. Really? Okay. Well, we'll see how that work out. Telton Lathers 225 say Terrence Levy. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I used to like Terrence Levy too. Terrence Levy, in my personal opinion, was better than Troy Williams. I don't care what nobody say. And I know most people gonna agree with me, but I mean, it is what it is. Kendrick Wicker said, you gotta salute the men's basketball team for taking Washington to double overtime last night before the end of the live. Oh yeah, big shout out to the men's basketball team. They got a big win last year. Who I think they upset last year? Arkansas or whoever. They played Washington tight last night. They won the SWAC championship for the regular season last year. But hopefully they could finish Coach Kevin Johnson and staff. Hopefully this year they could finish the deal and not only win the regular season championship, but also win the tournament championship. But yeah, big shout out to Southern University men's basketball team. And that's one thing we could say about Roman Banks, certain things he kind of left a little bit to be desired, when it came to being an athletic director. But as a basketball coach and an evaluator of basketball coaches, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, he done his thing on that. You know what I'm saying? I can't even knock him for that. You know what I'm saying? Adrian Cook said they had a full game from kids hitting the portal. Your boy J said, yeah, a bunch of them Colorado kids definitely will follow Falk to Southern. Hey, to keep it a buck, he has familiarity with him. I wouldn't even be mad with that. You know what I'm saying? Telton Leather said, yes, he was better, had a stronger arm, more accurate, and better decision-making. Big facts. I mean, the only thing I didn't like about Levy is once he became the starter, he started getting hurt. And I'm like, man, like, it was too bad he couldn't, stay healthy. And then, Mike Hayes, instead of him going to the NFL, he came back, he got hurt that next year. He was out for the year. And it was like, bro, I think they pretty much killed his NFL career. But Mike Hayes, I think had he went that same season, Scott Anderson senior year, I think he would have been a dog in the NFL. That's just my personal opinion. Adrian Cook said that was a good game. Yeah, it was. Yeah, from what I heard. I didn't get to catch it, though, Keep it up, fam. Say the question is, can the coach get the transfers to commit that actually are good? I don't think Marshall Falk will have this problem. TC Taylor only have this problem at offensive line and defensive backs. Yeah. And I'm not going to lie, truthfully speaking, I mean, if If he able to get, some of them dogs from Colorado, I mean, if they're dogs and they follow him, cool. I mean, I wouldn't be mad at that. I mean, as long as he can implement his system and, they hit the ground running, we'll see how things play out. And you never know. Sometimes, coming down a level really kind of help players elevate their game. We seen it from Trey Holly. We saw it from Mike Hayes. We saw it from Chris Cooper. So we done seen it a lot over the years when it comes to Southern University players, you know what I'm saying? Back to Keep It Up, fam. He said, the question is, can coach get the transfer to commit that actually are good? I don't think Marshall Faulk will have this problem. TC Taylor only have this problem at offensive line and defensive backs. He said the rest are impactful players, but he also struggled to get a good kicker from the transfer portal, which is why they're struggling now. I think Marshall Faulk won't have this problem in Southern. Yeah, hopefully not. Tesman Leather said, Reggie Flood said yesterday on his live, Banks didn't want Dooley. He wanted to extend Jason Rollins and give him more resources. Rutledge wanted Dooley. Banks hired Jeremy Mack after, but President didn't want him. Okay. Tesman Leather said, so we ended up with Graves instead of Jerry Mack. Ooh, yeah. Hey, we see the difference. We definitely see the difference, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be honest with you though. When it came to Jason Rollins for me, the game against McNeese early in the season where Southern was up with 21-10 at halftime, and you come back and lose I think 21-24 or 24-27. It was one of them two. I was done with him after that. I'm not gonna lie, I think he's a good defensive coordinator, but I wasn't feeling him as the interim head coach. I'm not even gonna lie, I'm just gonna keep it a buck. I mean, don't get and not only that, but that was like a senior heavy type team. And I know people was like, well, Glenda Bubba McDaniel wasn't that good. I still, I felt like that year he was up and down, but that next year under Dooley, I think he would have been better if they'd have played him instead of Bashawn McCray quarterback. But I mean, that's my personal opinion. I think my partner who I told you about the 90, who laid out that 90 plan, that it seemed like the first step Southern took in terms of hiring Marshall Faulk. He wasn't high on Glenda Bubba McDaniel. He felt like Glenda Bubba McDaniel was mid. And since all the Southern quarterbacks, like prior to him, I mean, not so much prior to him, but after him, since they were so bad, him being a mid quarterback, it looked better than what we thought it was. But I disagree with him. Glenda Bubba McDaniel struggled that year before, but he was a junior that year before. That next year he was a senior. I think had he started the whole season, I think Southern win that SWAC championship. Especially if he started in the SWAC championship game. Eric Dooley will probably still be the head coach at Southern, but that's another story for another day. President Shields didn't want to bring the Jerry Mack hiring proposal to the board because he was asking for $400K and Banks agreed. Yeah, that's a lot of cheese for Southern. Adrian Crook said, yeah, I've been hearing. Your boy Jay said, you can tell they never wanted Graves with how fast he was fired. And even his first year, they were looking to fire him if he didn't luckily beat Texas Southern. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I was on the fence about him, but he turned it around that first year. Because I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think he was gonna make it out the first year for a little while. And then the second year, the bottom fell out. So it was, it is what it is. Telson Leather said, yeah, we should have beat McNeese then. But that was on Skelton. He was having a game of his life. And then remember, he threw that interception before halftime, trying to throw a deep ball, and it was over. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. But, realistically, the last two times we played McNeese, we should have won. But, that's a different story, Telson Leather said Bubba's skill set was made for that 22 team. McCray was starting for basically Tailgate Leathers. But Sean McCray was a glorified running back playing quarterback. And the only reason why I felt like he was starting was because him and Benny McCray were close personal friends with Eric Dooley. In my personal opinion, I think that's the only reason why he was starting. Because to me, I felt like Leonard Bum McDaniel clearly was better. And like you said, he was perfect for that 22 team. And I'm not going to lie, even if you didn't start in the whole season, if you started for the Bayou Classic, I believe they win that. I believe they win that sweat championship. I don't care nobody say. That's my personal opinion to this day. Russell Smith said we should have beat McNeese and Lake Charles Graves first game. Oh, big facts. I mean, first of all, he didn't start Kendrick Grimes. He suspended Kendrick Grimes for the first quarter, the first half, or whatever the hell that was. And then, Noah Biden played a bad game after throwing the touchdown. And, just the offensive line play, especially with the field goal game, it's like, bro, for you to let them block a field goal and have such a great return off of that block, it's like, bro. So yeah, Southern should have won that game. And the crazy thing about it is I talked about how much they led against Texas Southern. They led even more against McNeese that night. So yeah, so the last two times Southern played against McNeese at AW and in Lake Charles, Southern should have won both of those games, you know what I'm saying? Your boy Jay said, I wonder if they would introduce Falk in a mini dome with the band playing for him. I don't know. Time will tell. Adrian Cook said Dooley had to be smashing the moms. Adrian Cook, man, you a fool, bro. You are a fool, Cook. Tailgate Leather said, yes, indeed, McCray was trash. He had wheels, but his throwing motion was slow. Bubba was the guy Dooley tried to make McCray. Yeah, and that's the thing about it. And even after the SWAC championship game, instead of you taking personal accountability for it, basically, you said you wouldn't do nothing different. I'm like, bro, he lost a lot of Jaguar Nation that night. I'm not even lying. Kendrick Wicker, 88-28. He said they're giving him $500K, though. They're giving Marshall Falk $500K? Dang. Hey, that's news to me. But, I mean, hey, if they got it and they're giving it to him, cool. I mean, as long as we win about 5 Celebration Bowls, even though I don't think he's going to be there 5 years, As long as they win about 5 Celebration Bowls, I'm cool with it. Russell Smith said, Coach, to be honest, if we look back at the 24th season, we could have easily had a losing season. Texas Southern had us dead in the water in Houston until we showed up in the last minute of that game. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be honest with you. Southern just won a bad West last season. So you are 100% accurate, Russell Smith. It just, everything kind of came together for him, and he was able to turn it around and save his job. No such luck this year for him. Your boy Jay said, I heard they were giving him $400K. $400K, $500K, let's split it in the middle, $450K. Still in all, that's still a lot of cheese for a Southern University head coach. I bet you Pete Richardson like, man, I'm coaching in the wrong era. I coached in the wrong era. Because, I mean, just think about it. Man, you probably could have, well, I know that, with inflation and the years are different. Man, guess what? A.W. Mumford, Eddie Robinson, Gunslinger Cooley, Marino Chasm, Pete Richardson, all of them combined probably didn't get that kind of cheese in a year, you know what I'm saying? Willie Bolden said we have to get the support staff like Tennessee Tech. Well, I'm not going to lie, I'm going to be honest with you. I think everything going to fall in place. We just kind of have to sit back and be patient. But I think everything going to fall in place. But that's it for this live stream. I hope y'all enjoyed this live stream. If you have not done so already, please subscribe to the channel. Less than 50 subscribers away from that 1,000 subscriber mark. Tomorrow, we're going to be on my brother channel, Jag 11 Green for HBCU Fanatics. A lot of people in the chat. I'm going to be sending y'all invites to join the HBCU Fanatics Facebook group. In addition to that, like I said, let me reemphasize this. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. You dig? Please subscribe to the channel. In the next edition of the Tailgate Party, I'm going to break down the plan that I would have going into the Bayou Classic if I was the head coach. Adrian Crook said that $400K, that's more than the whole coaching staff together. Man, but hey, Adrian Crook like taking shots at JSU. But yeah, but like I say, be certain to come through to my brother channel, Jag 11 Green, tomorrow. HBCU Fanatics, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Also, if you have not done so already, subscribe to the channel. Also, go check out my brother on his channel, Cadillac Red Supreme Beast Boxing Talk. I shared that in the community section of my channel. Him, also the beloved Sister Queen Shabala Ya on her Yes Indeed Boxing channel. My brother Grant was Soul on his channel. Go check him out. Also, go check out my brother Brent Fox on his channel with his show. It's Just Me starring Brent Fox. And also go check out my brother 7A Sports TV. His 2 channels. His primary channel is 7A Sports TV. His backup channel is the No 304 Show. And remember, again, we're going to be on my brother Jared 11 Green channel 24 hours from now if the law says the same. HBCU Fanatics. I'll catch y'all on the rebound. Y'all have a blessed and phenomenal evening. Peace and blessings to everybody. And go Jags, you dig?